Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Operation New Dawn, hosted by the 59th Ravens. We are a small squadron who specializes in taking the experts with the newbies. We sort of merge them together, and overall, we're just there to help the community. At the moment, we've been up for about just over 2 months. We've got over 100 members, and it's at the sort of stage that we've decided to now go for our first event. So here it is, our first event, Operation New Dawn. We put it together. It's very much like a red flag sort of scenario, something that you'd see similar with 104th. We have, unfortunately, tonight have a couple of issues with lag, both in the TeamSpeak and on DCS itself. It's been problematic, but we are slowly sort of figuring it out. For the meantime, this is now attempt number 2 at getting everybody airborne. Our first round did see some really good engagements. Unfortunately, the server crashed halfway through. But at the moment now, we're up with all the aircraft, so it seems like it's going to be running a bit smoothly. We have also removed a couple of players who unfortunately had a far too high a ping. So overall, it should help us for tonight. Okay, so basically the layout that we've got at the moment is we have two bases, red and blue, along the coastline. Red base at Sochi Adler, blue base based at Kobuleti, and we put bulls right in the middle of the two at Sukumi. So the range between those two for blue side is approximately 60 to 70 miles, and for red is about 60 miles as well. We try to keep it as even as possible. That's a nice little meeting point for everyone. There's also some mountainous terrain towards the north, which is great for those who want to duck into a valley and have a little bit of a play around there. So we're expecting to see some good combat here. We have already seen in the first attempt. Unfortunately, we couldn't get much of a live stream out of that. But for round 2, we're hoping for a bit more organization now. So in the meantime, we can see Red Force is already up in the air. We've got a couple of aircraft airborne already, with Mulator leading the charge. They've already placed down a couple of markers there. Also got a few more following him, namely Joker, who's going to be flying cap in the Su-33. That's, I believe, the only Su-33 that's airborne at the moment. We've also got Kuehl, common face around with red flag, flying an F-15C. Seems to be his favorite, and he should be doing pretty well tonight. And we've got Cap as well, which is a local Ravens member, also in an F-15, representing the red side. Then we've got a two-ship with Distro, who's part of Cap's team, and a tall member, Callsign Tau, who's flying a Mirage 2000, and they seem to all be meeting at a common point there, which you can see marked on the F10 map. Scrolling back to the blue team, not much is happening at the moment. Guys are taking their time, slowly taxiing out. We can see a two-ship lining up at one end of the runway. That would be namely Aeolus and a Mirage 2000, and Trillo Pony, which we commented is a rather strange name, but you know what, he's playing with us, he's welcome here. So we've got a two-ship Mirage formation that is lined up on runway 25, and on the secondary runway, it looks like we're going to have some opposing takeoffs here, but these guys are professionals and know what they're doing. On runway 07, we have Callsign Nitro Rage flying an F-15. Those of you who have been on Red Flag will see him, he's often quite a lot. And then, most importantly actually, and our biggest competitors is Bush Money in the F-15. Now, in our last round, which unfortunately we couldn't really count due to the lag and the various issues, he actually scored 2 kills, which was the highest for the group of the day. Everybody else sort of trailing with 1 kill here and there. Behind Bush Money is Callsign Kapsu, also from the same squadron as Bush Money in the F-15C, and of course SF Razor in the F-15C as well. These three we expect them to be formulating some kind of a plan, as they always do, and they'll most likely stick together as they are from the same squadron. We've seen some incredible performances from these guys in both Red Flag and Blue Flag as well. So they will no doubt be there to impress. Just behind that we've got Willow in an F-15C. He's a Ravens member, and he will be representing the blue side. And yeah, that is pretty much for the red side and blue side. Blue side taking a little bit longer to get airborne, whereas the red team seems to have already formulated themselves at their own little bullseye marked on the F10 map. Snakeo, I'm going to hand over to you, and you can maybe hop through a few little scenes to see who's doing what.
Yeah, just skipping through the players now, just have a look. They're all lining up ready. Just checking the red team now. Yeah, they're all holding off over the water.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, it seems they marked on the map there and it says rally. So I'm assuming that they're all going to gather up, sort of get themselves formulated. We did see earlier in the last round that they extended out into the mountains. Maybe they're going to try a value approach that has worked in practice for the Ravens members. I don't know if the other guys know about it, but you zoom in there just past Sochi Adler, just sort of towards the west there, there's a nice little trench in the mountains. You can follow that all the way around and that'll lead almost all the way to Bulls. We have used that before and it's been very effective, albeit a very long trip around.
Yeah.
It is quite nice for an ambush surprise. Just looking back at blue team now, we can see the first two aircraft rolling, namely Aeolus in the Mirage 2000 and his wingman Trillo Pony, again with that strange call sign, but hey, who cares, eh?
Two guys from blue up now. Yeah,
Okay,
looks like
right,
they're
finally
losing
got
in
some
force.
blue team airborne, which is always good.
Looks like they're coming up in force now.
Yeah, okay, red team still seems to be in a holding pattern, moving now back towards the city of Sochi.
Looks like the drop.
Looks like we've got a formation going there, being led by Distro, followed closely by Tau, behind that Kuhl, and yeah. Okay, so we'll also have to keep an eye on that and see what happens there. Doesn't seem to be any other red members on the ground at the moment, so I think that's all we're going to be dealing with tonight, which is about 4, 5, 6, and the same blue side, so...
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna...
Slightly less players than what we had earlier, but I think that might be helpful in terms of lag. Okay, most of blue team getting airborne now with just 2 left on the deck.
Looks like they're going for a different strategy, possibly.
Yeah, I think blue team is mostly going to probably go for a straight-in strategy. Obviously, they don't have the advantage of having a mountain right there to provide them with some cover. So, as they discussed earlier in the earlier rounds, they're probably going to stick high and then swoop in on red team as they go through. I expect red team to be using those mountains for cover, with maybe 1 or 2 decoys hanging out feet wet over the water. But again, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see it as it develops.
I don't know whether red are hoping to draw them into the SAMs to try and drag them up a bit.
We have seen that before, and it does actually work, given that in actual fact, if we draw a little line here straight from Bulls to the SAMs, you'll see that the range between them is actually only 50 miles, and I think when you're in combat like that, it's very easy to drift over there.
Yeah.
Considering that the average SAM radius is within 10 to 20 miles, depending on your altitude. But again, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, looks
Hi,
like...
chaps.
I see James has just joined us in the live stream. Welcome, James. James is one of the squadron leaders from the Ravens, and he'll also be giving us more Overwatch as well as some admin help with it, whoever needs it.
We're getting a nice formation from the Reds. Well, it looks like they're forming some sort of box formation.
Yeah, at the moment we seem to have a bit of a staggered formation. It's a bit confusing to see who's with who, but it definitely seems to be a mass formation of Reds, which is very strange. Haven't seen that before. Backing up back down to blue team, we can see there's a flight of 2, which looks like the squadron of GR. Both flying Mirage 2000s are running directly up the coastline. In the meantime, SF squadron seems to be going pretty much 90 degrees the wrong way out to sea. I don't know, maybe they want to get some distance or do a long flight around. Going to extend their flight time quite a bit. They got 3 tanks on there, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've got the Reds joined up and coming down to
In
force.
the meantime, yeah, there's still 1 blue player on the ground, which is Night Rage. I'm assuming it might have had an accident and just been given permission to respawn, but we'll see what happens there. And then 1 lonely flight of Willow, which again is a Ravens member, and he's cruising at 18,000 feet descending. Also going the wrong way. Okay, well this will be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've got high altitude. Looks like Grace is catching the guys up on high altitude.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think what we're probably going to do is we're going to wait to see if this engagement actually does happen, because both teams seem to be a bit more focused on getting themselves lined up and getting in formation than cruising towards Bulls. Although I say that, and yet SF Squadron seems to now be finally cruising towards Bullseye. Nice loose staggered formation. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So it looks like we've got a flight of 5 broken into 2 and 3. versus another flight of, what's that, 6, all compounded into one squadron. I don't know, maybe that's get tactics, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've got Bushmani, Razor and Capsu at very high altitude. Possibly trying to get above them to try and maybe possibly drag them up, I don't know.
Yeah, well, given that they're F-15s, that would make sense for them to sit as high as they can. I can see that they're at 42,000, they're still climbing at the moment. So given that they're in F-15s, that would make sense. I would give them the longest sort of flight time for their BVR missiles as well, so they can strike them at long range. And then what we're expecting to see here is for all 3 of them to launch on separate targets, engage their targets with possibly 2, maybe 3 even BVR missiles, launch them and get the hell out of dodge, which we've seen them do before, and it's a very effective tactic. And I'm expecting, if we look across to the Mirages here that are just off to the right of them, but it looks like they're descending now, so I think they're probably going to drop into the weeds once they get to Sukumi. The Mirages, obviously, they're going to have shorter range missiles. They don't have that BVR capability as much as the F-15 does, so they're probably going to drop into the weeds and see if they can maybe get some pot shots off here and there, and pop up essentially where the red team won't be expecting them.
Yeah.
Red team is currently also cruising at around 14,000, all in a very tight formation, which is rather unusual given the circumstances, but I guess, hey, we'll see what happens. For those of you watching the live stream, we probably will also be doing some form of maybe pulling in one of the pilots to come and chat just while he's actually in combat. It's always fun, and it's nice to get a perspective from one of the guys in the air at the moment as well. So, okay, looks like we've got that flight to 3 from blue team. Is currently 70 miles out from red team. They doubt they'll be picking up with them on radar just yet. Now it's probably be nose cold anyway. That 2-ship Mirage of the blue team from GR Squadron is now turned cold, which is a bit strange, but maybe they're just extending out or trying to get some spacing between them.
Yeah, you got a nice combat spread from Capsu, Razor and Bushmani.
Definitely, yeah.
And it looks like
exactly, yeah. SF Squadron demonstrating once again whilst why they're one of the best. These guys really do know what they're doing, and they always perform excellently, regardless of what situation they're in. So it's really good to see them flying with us, and we really appreciate them being here. So we need that sort of professionalism that they display. So
definitely, yeah.
I think we'll keep a very close eye on these guys because they should be putting out some really nice fights for us. Okay, the gap is now closing. We are head to head. We're now closing down to 50 miles now. Speed difference between the 2. Red team is currently cruising in at a rate of 530 knots. Blue team sitting at 550, so we're looking at around about 1,100 knots closure rate between the 2. So we should be seeing engagements in no time. I'm expecting them to start launching their BVRs sort of anything less than about 20 miles out from each other. And from there, it's going to be a wild scramble to see who gets the first kills of the match. So here we go, we're winding up the big one now.
Looks like we've got Joker and Distro breaking off to the coast.
Yeah, that is very strange, but I guess maybe that was part of the plan originally. Actually, no, we've got 3 now. So we've got Distro, Joker, and it looks like Tau as well is breaking with them. So we now have a 3-on-3 situation. This is really working into blue team's favor at the moment. Range for them now is 37 miles. We should be getting engagement any time now. Meanwhile, that Mirage team is nowhere to be found, right down at the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Still orbiting around Sanaki Kolki for some reason. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they're planning to make some sort of engagement soon. In the meantime, Willow seems to be completely lost and heading in the wrong direction. I don't know what he's up to. I really don't know what he's up to. He's doing his own thing at the moment. I would expect him to cruise in, unless maybe they've got a plan that we don't know of.
I thought the GR guys were going to head down low and come in as backup, but it looks like
I would have thought that as well, but maybe they've broken out for the moment to get some spacing between them. But I guess that's what we're going to pull those pilots in for. So now we can see SF Squadron really going into a big spread now. Razor on the left-hand side is pushing it up. They're going for a big flanking maneuver. Capsu's doing the same. Bushmani pushing that center post. Okay, we're now within range for firing. There we go. Red team's let go of 2 BVR missiles. I'm not sure who launched those ones, but it seems to be tracking onto Capsu on the far right there. He's going to go defensive soon, I expect. Bush Money's still pushing, but it looks like he's gone defensive as well. Okay, this is now Razor's turn to shine. Bearing in mind, Razor's on the left-hand side. He's within 14 miles. He should be able to get a shot off. Looks like we've had a missile just launched now by Mulator. Okay, Bush Money in the center is just fired as well. And so is Kule. So let's see what happens there. It looks like Bush Money's missile is tracking very nicely. Hopefully we'll get a hit here. And it just misses.
Oof. Yeah,
Meantime,
hard
Razor's
dodged.
missile is tracking nicely. Gapsu's given us 2 launches as well. Let's see if maybe they find their mark.
Yeah, got him flaring.
Nah, they've all run out of energy. Okay, let's see what happens. Right.
Oh, yeah, looks like Cap has diverted back north.
Yeah, everybody's sort of turning cold at the moment, which is understandable. Launch those BVRs and get out the way. All the missiles are pretty much dead at the moment. However, it looks like we've got a merge going on here between Kapsu and Mulator. They're within range 8 miles, so we should be seeing a shot coming off soon. And that big team of 3 is now running back into the fight, so that was a really good move. Now they've drawn all 3 of the blue team's pilots in.
Yeah,
Hang on a second, bottom left, we've got a launch between Razor and Kula as well.
Yeah, he's gone down.
And Razor splashes Kula. That was a good kill there. Okay, another launch now, 2 times by Bush Money.
We got Razor going
He's
defensive.
within range. He should hopefully get a good track there. Kapsu's in trouble. He's got 2 launches from Mulator on S6.
Yeah, Razor's got away from that one.
Yeah, Razor seems to be safe, but he needs to start extending back now. Now, obviously, the blue team are in some trouble here because they basically got drawn in by 3 aircraft. They didn't get any kills, and now they've been separated. Bottom right there, we can see the
User
Mirages are
joined your
starting to
channel.
run in, but they're still 30 miles out of the fight. So let's see if they can maybe bring it back in.
Missile tracking Capsu.
Kapsu, yeah, still in trouble. Launches by Mulator. Don't know if those
Oh.
missiles are going to make
User
it to
left
him.
He dropped his
Now
tank.
closing up. Strangely would take the M120B. I think most of the guys sort of prefer the M120Cs, but again, we'll see what happens. Okay, 2 launches now
Joker.
coming up from Joker, flying the Su-33. I think that's the first launch of the game for him, firing the R-27 ERs. Those seem to be going for Bush Money at the moment. And I think most of those have missed. Let's see, he's fired another 3 missiles now on Bush Money. Oh no, sorry, he's fired on Kapsu. So let's see, maybe he hasn't seen Bush Money yet. Maybe Bush Money
Oh,
can
hit
get a
on
shot off
Joker.
here.
Joker's gone down.
Joker's down. I didn't see a missile launch there. I wonder if he C-fit into terrain.
I think that was, yeah, Bushmani's kill, I think. Oh,
I guess we'll award that to Bush Money.
multiple spam run from
Okay,
Cap.
wow. Razor is in big trouble, being spammed by Cap. I don't know why he would do that. Meantime, Razor fires 1 shot at Cap and turns cold and defensive. Okay, Bush Money's in trouble. Looks like we're about to see a missile impact here. That's a good track. It's closing up fast. I think he might just outrun this, and he does. Very well flown. Okay, in the meantime, we've got 3
Cap
blue
is down.
players running in to assist. Cap gets splashed. I don't know if that was by a missile or not.
Yeah, Razor took Cap down.
Okay, Bush Money in trouble. He's got a launch on his 6. But his buddy Kapsu has just launched as well. Let's see who hits who first. That looks like a good track. Kapsu launches again on Tau. Let's see if we get a hit here. And we've got more trouble there on the left-hand side of the screen. Distro launching now on Razor. They exchange fire,
Oh, that's a hit.
and that's a Distro splash by Razor that pushes his kills
Very
up
nice.
nicely. Blue team seem to be dominating the sky at the moment with only 2 red players left. I think red team might be in trouble here. They had the advantage right at the start, but I think the boys have cleaned up very nicely. So we've got Razor with 2 kills at the moment, Bush Money with 1 kill. And that is pretty much it for blue team. So Bush Money and Razor leading the pack at the moment. Looks like Tyro's in big trouble at the moment. He's got 2 blue players on his tail. Aeolus fires in the Mirage 2000, and Kapsu fires a BBR missile in the F-15. Looks like it's tracking and it's going to hit his mark. Now takes a direct
Good
hit.
hit.
That's another kill now to Kapsu. Right, 1 player remaining. Kapsu's turning cold. He's being locked up by
Multiple missiles
Mulator.
launched.
Mulator fires a shot in the F-15. Strangely, he's fired an AIM-9, although the bandits are, what, 7 miles out? That's a very odd choice there.
We have a missile
In the
tracking
meantime, he has
later.
got one. Yeah, he's got one Mantra inbound. I'm not sure who fired that. I think it might have been Trillipony.
Possible hit on Muleta.
Yeah, I think that was a hit on Mueller too. I don't know if he's still up. He's got another launch on him
Another
now,
one
but
incoming.
Trillipony again.
That's a hit, is it? That's another hit.
And that's it. Hit and splash.
Good kill by
Blue team has won that round. And how many have we got left? 1, 2,
Very
3,
nice kill
4,
by
5,
Mushmani there.
6. So we have 6 friendly aircraft left. I believe that means that that was a full-on kill ratio of only blue side getting all the kills out. I don't
Very
think
nice.
red team got a single kill.
negative. I think, yeah, all blue. Still have all the blue.
All blue,
back
and
in.
let's see, we got Razor takes the match there with 3 kills for 0 losses, followed by Bushmoney, 2 kills for 1 loss, and Kapsu, 1 kill for no loss. Sorry, correction there, Bushmoney, 2 kills for 0 losses there.
Right.
Very well done, lads. As I said, SF Squadron with all the kills for blue team there. Very impressive.
The GR squadron came into backup.
Yeah, that looked like it worked out very well for them. I think that's pretty much it.
I honestly didn't think they'd get it in time, but it looks like it worked.
Yeah, but it was nice to see that it worked out very well. Okay, I think that is pretty much the end of the round with, as we said, blue team taking all the kills there with no team on red side, which is rather disappointing in a way, but still gave to some really good dogfighting and some very interesting tactics there. I'll be honest, I thought red team had the advantage there
Yeah,
by sending off that group of other 3 fighters. I think the only mistake that they made was getting themselves too close. They were a bit too bunched up. If you saw SF, they had a really nice combat spread going there, making a nice little wall along the line. They had 2 guys flanking, 1 down the center, and it made it really hard for red team to sort of switch their lock between the 3 aircraft. Then that fighter sweep that came in afterwards with the 2 Mirages, I think that also helped scare them off. So all round, great teamwork from all the guys in blue team and red team. And we will pretty much catch you in the next round, and yeah, let's see what happens.
Catch you later, guys.